This is a solar calendar. I don't know what was supposed to be on top of that shaft, but anyway, this is certainly a modern one, but I'm always fascinated by these timepieces. They continue to illustrate, of course, the incredible importance of time to mankind, at least at some point in this history. At some point in man's history in different cultures, time became so critical. Not only for crops and that sort of thing, but down to a daily functioning. All of that would have been just another continuum in history. With some civilizations today, or tribes, I should say, aboriginals who don't see much in the way of time, except as a generality, same as they do with numbers. Here we are, we start walking down. And I said good morning to her, and as she looked at me, turned around and looked at me, she had 2 leaves, one under each eye for some reason. Construction of this, what looked like 4x8s underneath, lengthwise, to which are attached by hex bolts, these 2x4s, which look legitimately 4-inch. And the reason for these 2 is we go to 2 different sites. I think it's a loop. First occupation, Pre-Urbana. Not quite sure which one is the earliest. We'll go this way first. Rocks alongside. My first reaction was Galapagos turtles. Fascinating, pretty, and uniquely designed flowers. Get the sense that Ecuador has the profound variety of flowers and wildlife that I saw in Costa Rica. Different kind, more like the honeybee we're used to. But look at the orange legs, or whatever it is. It's orange. Maybe it's the back end. These look like flowers that I think I sometimes see in floral shops that people can also buy in the States for inside their homes. If only I could live for another 50 years or 100, I'd have time to become an expert in flowers, which I think would be quite fascinating. The flower belongs to this vine-type plant. That's the only one I see about. Pretty fruits on this little plant. So it looks like some vine, maybe parasitic, may just be wandering about up there. Talking about what a apparent paucity of flowering plants there are here, I keep running across a different one. Interesting flowering plant, dull, subdued, subtle. Another look at this plant. Does look vine-like. I don't know if it is vine-like or not. See the vine-like structure. But what is so amazing is what a beautiful concept it is. I mean, if a Disney person or a Avatar animator created it, I could appreciate that. But this is nature creating it. This looks somewhat analogous to that plant, but totally different. And it looks like it's showing 2 different buds colors. One, that yellow one, just having a remnant of yellow, and this beautiful, whatever color it is. Certainly a nice layout here. This is a well done, except it's not in English. This wall mural seems to imply the variety of plants and animals and reptiles, etc., that we might see here. I did see a hummingbird, which was curious from a distance with its very long, thin tail. Interpreting this excavation site from the Spanish sign, what I get is where number 1 is illustrating the laha, or the original lava flow. And then 2 is representing the early habitation. You can see that rectangular, or that square outline, if you will. What within that has any archaeological significance, I don't know. Number 3 simply represents further stratigraphy excavation, in order to find out what is below those layers, see if there is anything below those layers. Specific detail here, but perhaps that does illustrate beneath there earlier occupations.
En las faldas del Pichincha. Sin embargo, el Pichincha no es el único volcán que ha dejado su marca en este suelo. Las investigaciones nos hablan de violentas erupciones que modificaron no solo las condiciones del territorio, sino que también la vida social y la producción agrícola de los antiguos asentamientos de la meseta de Quito. Los primeros habitantes de Rumipampa debieron ser afectados, por ejemplo, por la explosiva erupción alrededor del año 1250, tal como había ocurrido también 8 siglos antes. Este evento obligó a sus habitantes a abandonar el lugar, que sería repoblado tiempo después. En la larga y cambiante historia geológica de esta parte de los Andes, nos hemos allanado.
This pan will give you just a small portion of this long Quito city. That this kiosk is actually not only toilets, but is a shipping container. They're quite a good use of those containers. They represent some of the artifacts from this later period of occupation, although it says 9,000 años there. So without being able to read the Spanish, and here's 7,000. But what's interesting, look at the detail in that particular pot. It's the grand